Hello, everybody. I'm Sara, program coordinator at OPIT, and I'm here with Irene. Irene not only is one of our alumni, she graduated a few months back, but she's also a mentor. Welcome, Irene.
Welcome everybody. I'm Irene, how Sarah said, and I am an alumni and a computer science developer in my daily life. And I am 30 years old, and I love coding. I love AI technology, and I did a lot of things during this time, and Orbit is one of the most good choice that I have done to finish my educational path.
Right. Thank you so much, Irene, for the introduction. So it's been a while since we last met at your graduation in Malta. And yes, I just would like to see how things are going now, but also maybe we can take a little step back to before you found out about OPIT and tell us what was your motivation to continue your education.
Yes, of course. I when I told the of starting again to study, I was very scared about what I have to do and what kind of educational path I have to choose, because um, there are a lot of things that the world of education give us, but I am a worker, and I in the period when I chose to change this type of my career, I don't like to leave my work. And for me, it was very important to find a solution that give me the possibility to work and at the same time to see and to study something that was very near with my work, but at the same time this type of study have to be up to date, not only but something about technology in the current time. And when I find on internet OPIT, I find the solution very near with my needs, and I decide to apply and to do the application with all of the steps that you have to do to start this path.
Thank you so much for the clarification. And you chose the Master of Science in Applied Data Science and AI. Can you tell us what motivated you? Why did you choose that program and how you felt that it was a good fit for you and your career?
I have to say that when I started, I was yes, happy to start, but at the same time, I was a little bit anxious because uh, I know OPIT is a very innovative school. For this, you participate in the lesson in a very different way. You have a virtual class, and you have a not virtual, but you have colleagues that you see only during the class session or during the group section of work. And at the beginning, I thought that these things was hard to do, because sometimes we think that a virtual session or things like this are not very participative, like in presence session. And even if I have a very hard motivation to start with this study, I was scared about these things, because when I chose this program, Master Data Science and AI Application, I want to connect what was my hard skills in computer science to AI in business mode, because sometimes we have a lot of hard skills, but we don't have the effective way to put these skills inside the business world. And this program with every subject give me some hard skills and in the same time some soft skills that is not soft but is hard too because when you have to write an email of business communication or you have to present your work during a meeting, you have to know how you can explain it because if you don't know how you can explain, sometimes you can do a very big work but at the end no one understand you and you can't express what you work for. And for this I chose this program because give me both of them the perspective both perspective, sorry, to continue my educational path.
Right. It's interesting that you mentioned both the more technical and the soft skills. Thinking back about the courses that you took, were there any courses that, really taught you something that you're still using or you found useful maybe later on for your career?
Yes, of course, because as I mentioned before, for example, the free course of project management, business communication, and business problem solving are three subjects that I use every time in my daily life, every time, because I have to give solution, but I have to communicate this solution that I find. I need to work in a team where I use, for example, the Scrum framework and know what are every steps and every moment of this framework give me the possibility to work well and better than before. And I think that these three subjects I find a lot of rewind in my daily life. While there are something that I think is I know I don't use every day of my life, but is are for me very important because, for example, AI application, the first course that I did in the first semester of the path, I don't have at the moment the possibility to use in my work of every, but give me the idea to find a new solution or to give new perspective in my work. For example, I would like to do a new project schedule because well, the process that we have are very lazy and very uh, difficult, complex. And when I use an AI approach, you can change this procedure in a very quickly way, in a very smart way. And I think that this give every subject that I did give me the possibility to change my mind and give new approach to find new solution. And I think that at the end, educational path have to give to the student this type of mentality because you can learn a lot. But if you don't change sometimes your mind with new perspective, sometimes you can grow you grew up very well after a new educational path.
And so far, we talked about courses, but of course, you also worked on a capstone project and dissertation. I remember it very well because I was there when you presented it during your graduation ceremony. But can you tell us more about how you chose the project and how was it to work? Yes, guided by a professor, but also there was a bit more independence compared to the other courses. How was that experience?
Okay, I love my capstone project because it was for me the first time that I can use what was my passion in academic context, and OPIT gave me the possibility to explore what I like a lot in a very innovative way because I choose a topic that normally is thought very far from a technology that is art. And I did this project that is called Call Me Vasarai, a framework of artwork and cognition and storytelling that was an algorithm of AI application that use so AI models and image recognition to break the gap from people and art. Especially the idea is to uh, give the possibility to people to not only understand the artwork but also understand what are the root of the idea of the artist when he or she paints this artwork. Because when you find some portrait or some statue of ancient time, you can understand what are this civilization, what kind of society was during this time. And when you understand what are the context of these artworks, you can understand better the society behind these artworks. And I think that is a good way to use the technology in a society, in a social way, and to have the opportunity to understand better what are around us. Um, I I like that during this project, my professor gave me the possibility to do everything that I love with a very interesting guidance and with a very uh, I don't know what is the correct way to say that. He gave me the possibility to understand better the correct step to pursue my goal. And I understand that when you have a good idea or a good purpose, you have to at the same time understand what are the project around you. You have to understand what people write about this project, who give something new, but at the same time with the perspective that are different from the other. And I know today probably something of my project are obsolete because technology go fast, run, but I think that there are something that rest innovative, but that is what you see during what do you see about technology and what technology can give from people that are not only technology against people, but what technology can do from people to people.
Right. Yes, it was nice to hear again about Bazaar I really remember it clearly because it's so different. As you said, it's not a merely technical project, but it also brought in together art, which is a very unique combination. And earlier, you mentioned how you were a little anxious or maybe a little worried before starting, both because you're working and because you were working even back then, and because studying online, maybe you don't have the same opportunities to meet the professors or the students. How did it go? Did you manage to continue your
Yeah.
work, your job? And what about meeting people? Was there still some opportunities to do that?
Yeah, I think that it was very. At the end, I was very surprised about the relationship that was created during this path, because my colleagues are not only colleagues that I saw during the lesson, but I have the possibility to share our careers, to share everything, because I think that the virtual classroom at the end not was very virtual, in the sense that, of course, you use the mean of communication that was the Zoom class or what the platform for streaming, but we can talk about sorry, we can ask we can ask to professor about our doubt. We can talk together during the breakout room to share what our opinion about some cases of study or project or things like this. I think that the gap of virtual classroom was overcome because at the end we are together during this classroom, and everyone has a position, a important position during the classroom. There wasn't a Q&A session because we didn't need a Q&A session. If we want to ask something, we want to share something, we had the opportunity to do in every moment of the lesson. And I think that this type of things give us the opportunity to don't leave this virtual classroom in a virtual way, but in a thing that we call presence way.
All right. Yes, thank you so much for sharing. And yes, going back to the topic of working and studying at the same time, there's no way of sugarcoating it. It is a challenge, right? So, do you have any recommendations for current or perhaps future students who, like you, are working and also want to study at the same time?
Okay, I have two things to say. The first one is when you start something, it's normal to have some problems, and I know I don't think that the beginning of this path that I was problems, and when I have to face with these problems, I was scared about it. But if someone tell me, don't worry, you can have problems. Probably I live these problems in a different way. And the second thing that I would like to share is ask help when you need. For example, when I have some problems with my time management, I ask, and I have a lot of suggestion and a calendar, a real calendar to handle time and to verify when I can give more time from study and less time because I have meetings, I have a lot of work, and in this way I don't lost any deadline. I think this very important to ask because there are a lot of institution that education institution that don't have time for students to ask or other things. While I find in OPIT a very big availability to help students, and I think that when these things you find these things, you have to ask every moment in every need you have, because if you don't ask sometimes you face with the problem in a way that are too complex in the real while in the real life.
Right. Very good suggestion. So, one, be mindful, challenges can be there and it's okay. And two, if help is offered, go for it, ask it. Great suggestions that you gave, and this links to my next question. So, now you graduated already several months ago, but you're still very much part of the open community. I know that you started to be part of the mentorship program. So, I'm curious about that. What motivated you? And yes, let's start with the motivation. Why did you want to continue to contribute?
I think that I hope it gives me a lot of things and give me a lot of new perspective. And when I receive a lot, I have to give back in the same measure because I think that when you receive something, you have to came back what you receive. And I think that they have the opportunity to talk with the new students is an opportunity, first of all, that give me something. Because when you talk with someone that are different from you, you find a lot of things that grew up you. You can share their background. You can understand what are the motivation, and at the end of this meeting, you find new motivation to do your things. And I think that at the end, the mentorship path give me a lot of things. Maybe then what I give them, because sometimes the doubt or the things that we talk about are things that concern on subject or doubt of how can talk about something about subject. And I think that is interesting to understand how people face with the subject. And sometimes I think that what I say before, to ask mentorship is a good opportunity to have someone to ask in a different way, because sometimes probably people have some fear to refer directly to the teacher. But sometimes during this meeting, I say, but why you don't ask to the teacher this thing? Oh, I don't know. Maybe is a stupid question, and I say, but it's not. There isn't a stupid question or not or a good question. It's a question. If you ask someone answer you and you can grow up. And I think that is a good idea to have in a way the possibility to help someone, and in the other way the idea to be part of growing up of new generation. And I think these are very important things, because I think that education is the only door to have independence. And if I can help someone to reach this independence, I think is a good idea.
Yes, we're so thankful that you agreed to, mentor. And you are too humble. Earlier, you were saying, I will learn more. No, actually, I'm sure that any mentee that you met or you would be meeting would be very, very lucky. And yes, you mentioned a few times how technology changes very quickly. Earlier, you were talking about your project and you mentioned, oh, maybe some parts are already obsolete, even though it was not too long ago that you were working on it. So, in this context where there are so many changes happening all at the same time, do you have any recommendations for students, or perhaps not students yet, but professionals that are thinking about starting to go back to study, basically?
Yes, I think that the real important things is to learn a new perspective to study, because technologies change very fast. Today you learn, for example, a code language, and the day after the language change, or there are a new code language. And you if you want to don't be not become obsolete, you have to find to learn the approach to study. And I think that at the end is what OPIT in this program give me the possibility to understand how I can study, and how I can run with technology. It's not technology that run alone, and I try to stay back to technology, but is an approach to stay over the technology, and to go to handle technology. I think that is my suggestion. Learn a lot of approaches to stay with technology, and to study. Because if you learn how you can study, you can do everything. You can stay in a continuous change, and you can live in a happy way, because you don't are scared to lose your work or your position, because you don't know something. You don't know something, you can learn it in a smart way.
Right. So learning to learn more than knowing everything already. That's brilliant. All right, Irene, I think we discussed most of your path before, during, and perhaps also after OPIT. Now we know that you're part of the mentoring program. Do you have any other plans, or what do you see in this fast-changing technology coming? Do you go back to learning? Are you continuing to learn also through mentors?
Okay. I I I am at moment a choosing period because I would like to find not new job or things like this, but I would like to find something that are linked to with my capstone project because I love working in it, and for this I would like to continue in this way. And for example, one of my ideas is to transform it in a video game to find to have the possibility to share something with new communication way, because I think that the important things that we have to know that of course technology change very fast, but at the same time communication change, and if you want to have a role in the society, you have to learn how to communicate with people, and I think that is a way to communicate in a different way.
Right. So reaching a broader audience. And I'm happy that your capstone project is still there in your heart, but also in your future plans. Well, thank you so much, Irene, for sharing your experience and also sharing so many insights. I'm thankful. Thank you so much.
Thank you to Sarah.
All right. See you next time then.
Goodbye.